Today, something different. I want to read The Raven to you from Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some one greatly rapping on my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Nothing would be there for sure. Distinctly I remembered it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished for the morrow. Vainly I had sought borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore, my dear Lenore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late night visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating. Then no longer, "Sir," said I, "or Madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Ere I opened wide the door, darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more, would it be, my dear Lenore? Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping somewhere, louder than before. "Surely," I said, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what the red is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obedience made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord or lady perched above my chamber's door, perched upon the bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy unto smiling, but the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, "Through thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly foal to hear discourse so plainly, through its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing with no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But a raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul is in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather, then he fluttered, till I scarcely move, then muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird that nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by a reply so aptly spoken, doubtless I say, what it utters, it is only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till the song one burden bore, till the dirges of his hopes that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling my sad face fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushion seat in front of bird and bust and door, then upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly gaunt of ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet lining with the lamp light gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphine whose footfalls tingled on the tufted floor. Wretch! I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, O quaff this kind Nephany, and forgot this lost Lenore, quaff the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird of evil, whether tempter sent or whether tempter tossed, thee were shore desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by honor haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or evil, by the heaven that bent above, by the God we adore above, tell me, soul, with sorrow laden, if within this distant Aden I shall clasp a saintly maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into the tempest of the night's Bretonian shore, leave no blank plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken, leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door, take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all been seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamp light o'er him screaming throws a shadow on the floor, and my soul out from that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. I hope you enjoyed this more different kind of video of reading a poem. It's one of my favorite poems ever. And my God, doing this without editing and just going through the whole thing was pretty hard. And I'm sure I messed up a few times. But hey, that doesn't matter. I had fun. I hope you had fun as well. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.